Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, I'm going to mess around with some Ray Harryhausen style skeletons. I got about 60 of them to paint, but we're just going to do one for the sake of video. Quick and easy paint tutorial on painting skeletons. Wow! Alright, let's get to it. I've already primed it black. Just for reference, it was Vallejo Surface Primer. Army Painter Matte White. Just a world's smallest dot. You can even use the tip of the applicator, dropper, whatever you want to call it, to spread the paint around a little bit. World's best wet dry brush. Wet and Wild. These come from the Dollar Tree. I've been using them for years, and I do have expensive dry brushes, but this is my favorite. Lightly tap your brush into this, and then reach over here for this bad mamma. This is our dry brush palette, and we're just going to try and cake off some of this pigment. Use it to saturate our brush. Let's see here. And then test some of these surfaces in here. Because there's a lot of little textures in here. It'll let us know what our paint's going to look like when it gets going. Small circles. Small as you can. Now I will say this, on the arms and the legs, you pretty much have no choice but to just drag across. But because of how we're doing this, it's not going to matter that much. I mean, the only ones that are going to know it is you, well, and me. I mean, I'm going to see it. But on the chest and the bones, anywhere you can, just keep practicing those small little circles. There we go. See if we get a little more paint from that. Might have actually too much moisture in the paint. Go back to our dry palette. Come back. Yeah, look at that. Nice little fogged effect that we're going for. And you don't want this to be too perfect. Gotta be honest with you, it's a skeleton. If it's too perfect, it will actually kind of look bad. You know, look at this guy's face. Get a little bit in there. He looks like he was a happy dude once. What do you think he did before this happened to him? Maybe he was a banker. Maybe he was a lawyer. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. He looks like a Fred to me. Let's call him Fred. I like Fred. He's got a goofy look. Jaw's a little crooked. I sympathize with Fred. It's got a cool name. Alright. We do kind of want to get this a little saturated with color. And like I said, anywhere you can get away with it, Small circles. Get that nice fog transition effect the best you can. We do want to put a good bit of light on this. Okay, so there's our white. Get a little more on the back of the head here. A little to the side. A little more over here. You know, Fred deserves the extra attention. Alright. Nothing to do now. Drag across his feet, because that's about all you can do with these webbed citadel feet. And we're going to let this sit and dry for about a minute or two, and we'll be back. Okay, so Fred's all dry now. He's good to go. We still got some of the Gen 1 speed paint laying around. Pretty much any excuse I can come up with to use it up, that's pretty much what I'm doing. So we're painting skeletons. We're going to use this pallid bone, but we're going to thin it down a little bit, because, well, I just put that in the little white paint. Okay. Put about 3 or 4 drops in there. Little dropper. It's filled with water. We're going to thin it down a little bit, because some of these speed paint colors are a little dark. We're not going for a dark brown. Mix it. Also, another thing about the old speed paint is it really doesn't like to mix with water very well. It does have a medium, but the medium makes it take longer to dry, and we're not wet blending here. At least not on this model. Okay, so our bone color is in there. Get our brush saturated, and we're just going to slop it on there. We're just going for a really, really light khaki color. Yeah. You know what? You could literally just dunk this guy. If you don't have speed paint, Agrax Earthshade would work great for this. For some of you old Warhammer guys. We're going to be using these for D&D. I find a lot of D&D players, not all of them, a lot of D&D players are not as big of sticklers for their paint jobs as our Warhammer players are. You know, and then we've also got those Warhammer players that, hey, it looks great from 3 or 4 feet. You know, table ready is fine. That's all you need. If you're going to be handling it all the time and playing with it, all you need is table ready. Don't let anybody tell you any different. If you want a couple show pieces, go for it. Come on, Fred, focus. I mean, we're live here, my dude. Camera's making him a little green, but he is a very pleasant light tan color. It looks good in person. I'll try to add a picture of him. So we wait for Fred to dry, and we move on to our other colors. Okay, well, Fred's all dry, and if I'm being honest, for D&D, he looks great as he is. This is table ready. Let's go a little further. we're going to get us some hardened leather, which we're going to use as a wood tone color. Just 1 or 2 drops there would be fine. Vallejo metal color silver. Just a little drop. Dab will do you. This is very comparable to alcohol ink. This is what... Okay. Quick rant. This is what speed paint metallics should have been, not what they are. Speed paint metallics are pretty cool, but the colors are so awkward, it's actually hard to find things to paint with them. I know, I've tried. Yeah, give you a quick idea. These are speed paint metallics. All the colors they have. And what I did was I took miniatures and primed them with 3 colors. And the camera doesn't do it justice. Some of these colors are really cool. I wanted to see what they looked like in different shades, so I used it over black, white, and gray just to see what I could do with it. And what I found, the product's okay, but some of the colors are so strange that it's actually hard to come up with something to use them for. Alright, we're going to get a little bit of our brown. Right in here, the inside of his shield is actually wood. So let's paint that up to be wood. No big deal. And, you know, don't worry about getting perfect. Yeah. He doesn't care. Fred's a cool guy. If the back of his shield is a little sloppy, he's not going to care. Because, you know, you're going to do Fred right. You're going to paint over that. Had somebody ask the other day what this is in the bottom of my spray booth. Well, actually, the bottom of my spray booth is actually PVC. These are old play mats. They're highly absorbent. If I spill something, boom, gone. You know, null oil. I don't really use washes, but you know, if you ever spill a pot of null oil or anything like that. It also doubles as a dry brush sometimes. I airbrush on it. I'll roll it up and put my elbows on it. It's just nice to have. So let's see. We're going to do a little silver trim on this shield. There we go. Let's do a little gold in the center, just because. Now, one thing about these Vallejo metal colors. The paint doesn't streak. If you've been painting with Citadel metallics, I can take a large paintbrush and paint a rhino with this and not leave a streak. You'll think I did it with an airbrush. That's not the case. It's not that we don't have airbrushes, it's just a lot of people don't have airbrushes. So I'm trying to do with more things that are more readily available for people. A little silver on the sword. go. When you drag your brush to dry it off a little bit, always make sure you give it a little rotate. It'll keep your tip good and straight. A lot of times it'll keep it from curling and pointing. Another thing that'll make your paintbrush tips curl is just leaving them in a wash pot. And everybody's kind of guilty of that at some point or another. Let's see. Let's give them a little gold on the side of the sword here. Right there. And a little bit right there. You know, it's got a little wolf looking thing here. We'll put some on there. Oh, actually it's not a wolf head, it's like a little scorpion stinger. Okay. What else can we do? We could overcomplicate this a little more. We could paint the trim ring on the inside, give it a little gold look. You know, Fred was probably wealthy in his last life. We need to figure these things out. Yep. Okay. So that is Fred in a nutshell. Now at this point we can put some texture. I bought these used. We could do some texture paint on the base here. We could leave it as it is. I'll be using these for D&D, so it doesn't really matter. I actually like black bases for D&D because I feel like it doesn't take from the model. You're staring at the figure. You're not really paying attention to the base. But for guys out there that use the roll-up dry erase mats, yeah, just paint the bases tan to match your playmat. Alright, I hope that helped. It only took a couple minutes. Enjoy.